Oops, as I drop my headset.
Make sure you're not muted.
I am not muted. Tweeted
Good.
about it. I didn't put about it in cord, but if my fiance is watching, she might do it. All right.
It's late for her too, ain't it? Or it might be
No,
early.
it's 4:43 p.m.
Oh, it's midday over there. Jesus.
Mm-hmm. All right. You want me to
You
start?
froze on my side? Yeah, go ahead. You was froze on my side. My internet's been acting funny all day.
I was like,
I don't
I'm
know.
moving on my side.
Oh, I know. Trust me. Every entrance tonight, it would start and it would stop. You could hear the audio still, and it would spin for like 5 seconds, and it would go back. It would like fast forward through it.
Weird.
Yeah, it's been storming bad here. So
Well,
that
I
way
could save it on
like
my
so
end, like record on my end too, and if I could put it in my Dropbox and send it to you.
Oh yeah, I mean, that should be fine.
All right. Here we go. What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Tackle Box. I almost went my old fishing podcast, Tackle Box Tuesday. Let's go. All right, redo, rewind that. Ooh, that was a disgusting burp. Excuse me. All right, here we go.
Can we start over? Can we restart?
Redo. We're gonna run it back. All right. What's up, everyone? Welcome to another Turnbuckle talk here with Kraken and myself. We just got done watching AEW's Full Gear 2025, and it was a great show, in my opinion, top to bottom. I watched all the way from the pre-show, or the tailgate brawl, I think they call it now, all the way through to our main event. The show altogether with that was 5+ hours. But man, was I pro wrestling tained. Sorry, that didn't fit. But what did you think of the show, Kraken?
It was fantastic. I mean, people will continue to give Tony a hard time about making people sit in seats for 4.5 hours.
Bro, we went to
maybe
All
5.
In, and me and you both sat there for 6+ hours, maybe 7.
But this show was fantastic. Like, it was up there with All In my opinion.
I have one.
It might be.
Oh, I mean, I don't know about up there with All In. It was really good, though. I mean, I guess because I'm biased because we were there.
Yeah, I mean that's why it's not better than All In, 100%. But
I do have a gripe with tonight's show.
Okay.
Fuck you, Hook, you son of a bitch. That's my gripe. He turned on Hangman, so we'll just start with the main event. So awesome main event between Samoa Joe and Hangman Page. We'll just jump right in the finish. We'll talk about the match from there. Hook comes out after Hobbs and Shibata came out. Shibata came out, grabbed the title, tried to get in the cage. Couldn't. Or he tried to climb, but he couldn't because that's when Eddie Kingston came out and fought him to the back. And then that's when Hobbs returned from a few weeks ago. He hadn't been back since then, since the loss to Hangman. Grabbed the title. He ripped the chain open, got into the cage. And that's how they got involved, and it led to Hook finally coming out, and he fucking grabbed the belt and hit Hangman with it. Took off his jacket, had the Ops shirt on again, so he's back with the Ops, but as a heel, obviously, and that cost Hangman his title. Of course, we had a ref bump in this, which I thought was hysterical, with it being a fucking cage match, no DQ. We need a ref bump. Yeah. So I mean, whatever. It made sense in the sense that it stopped the Hangman from winning, because Hangman was gonna win. He hit Deadeye, the ref was down, so that made sense in that terms. And then of course Joe also had him down for a pin at one point, but when the ref was down, so it was like they teased us on, oh shit, they both could have won there. And then of course with the help of Hook, but really good match from start to bottom. This whole show was just blood. If you were in the front row, it probably smelled like fucking iron. It was just blood throughout the show. It was like insane. And it wasn't different with this steel cage match. There was blood on the ropes. There was blood on the ref after he took the bump. He had blood on the back of his shirt. You could see while he was laying there. Joe was just leaking nonstop. It wasn't like he was bleeding for a good minute and then dried up. It was nonstop bleeding from like 5 minutes into the match, maybe 6.
He had like at least a 2-inch gap between his eyes.
Yeah, somewhere like on his forehead or near his forehead. It was nasty. Hangman was bleeding, but his wasn't as bad. It dried up after a little while. Yeah, man. What was your thoughts on this match besides his fucking Hook costing him his fucking title, and now his reign is over that we saw him get? Sorry, dramatic.
I mean, I thought it was a good match. My only question though is with Hook being back with them, what does this do? Like, what was the whole point of the Eddie thing? Because you remember when he came back, he was sitting there
Well, Eddie
on
did fight off
the
Shibata before Hook
balcony.
turned, so
Yes. We remember the promo, he was sitting there on the balcony at one point and he was talking like, he was talking to Samoa Joe, you left me, I don't need nobody, or do I? So was it kind of like just a ploy all along?
yeah, probably. Um, I guess so. I mean, because his whole thing was like, and we even my community and I brought it up when it happened was when he like did the promo of like, oh, I'm gonna be on my own, or like, am I, or however he worded it. So it
Oh,
was like, or
yeah.
am I? And then obviously he ended up teaming up with Kingston, so everyone was like, okay, well that's what he meant. But no, so I'm thinking it was. I think it was all a ploy this whole fucking time to get Joe the title.
Yep, it was a way to help Joe get back in the title picture in the Fatal 4-Way because Hook's the one that tapped out.
Yep.
And it was kind of just distractions the whole
So
time, which I think is good. The storytelling was great, but I understand where you're coming from.
yeah, so no, but like I'm just messing around. But I was just loving that reign. I mean, it wasn't like the greatest reign of all time or nothing like that, but it was a solid reign Hangman had. I do wish it was a tad longer. Obviously, it was what 5 months. He won it back in July. It's November, so
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, Joe he had it. Second time now, so I'm hoping Joe's reign here is good. I guess we'll see if it's well. We obviously know because afterwards, we had everyone come out. Shibata returned and the ops dojo came out and whatever celebrating, and they did the pyro and everything. And then that's when the lights went out and Nana was up on the ramp and new theme for Swerve, which I personally
Mhm.
liked. I thought it was really good, and it's
Yeah.
kind of like a new era for Swerve, or like a new arc, new story arc. It came out and I forgot exactly what it was saying. It was like danger something or something it was saying at the beginning of the theme,
Yeah, it
like a
does
few
say
times.
dangerous something. But of
Dangerous
course,
one or something. But yeah,
yeah, because he's the
so
most dangerous man in AEW, so
yeah, so I
it
think
kind
that's
of
what it was. I
fits.
think that's what it was saying. So yeah, good theme song. Nana could still swerve to it. He was still doing the whole fucking dance. So he came out. He's jacked, by the way. Like, dude was like he had a jacket on
Yes.
and stuff, but like he has a thick beard now. His beard's pretty thicker, and he's growing it in a lot. But you could just tell his jaw. Besides having the thicker beard, his jaw just seemed bigger. And as soon as he came out, I was like, dude is fucking jacked. And then he finally, once he got in the ring, started fighting off everyone. Took his jacket off, and yeah, he is. And he had gotten big slowly there in AEW, like before his title run. He had got starting to get bigger, but this is boy is ripped.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time in the gym, and this is a quick. He had, I guess, the surgery wasn't as bad as what he thought, but he had a
Yeah,
quick turnaround.
yeah. Well, so I guess SRS said that it was supposed to happen basically after All In, but then they pushed it back until when it did happen. So, but yeah, I thought it would be a lot
Yeah, with
longer.
Warlow.
I guess
Yeah.
because it was around the same time as Osprey, that we thought maybe, but Osprey hopefully is back sometime within the next few months as well, hopefully. But yeah, it was a
I
great
mean,
main event. Swerve coming out, and then the whole like image. I love there was a shot when Swerve first got in the ring before it was like so they parted ways, the like dojo and everyone. So he's like Hangman was like down still by the ropes, and Swerve was just standing there. There was a shot with Joe and his bloody hand on his side, and like Swerve in the background, and then they like focused it on Swerve, and then the hand became blurry. I thought that was a great shot. Um, and then, of course, the image at the end of Swerve and Hangman side by side, staring down the ops from the ring was really crazy. Just because of the whole their feud that they had, burning down the house, the crazy steel cage match, the Texas Death Match. Like they've had some crazy shit. So it's crazy to see them. And obviously, he helped him at All In earlier this year. That's where they became, I guess, friends again. But fucking wild to still see.
and also at Revolution 24 in Greensboro, they were the match for the world title. Them three.
That's right, the triple threat.
So that's another. So there's a long history with just them three
Was
as
that this
well.
year,
But now,
2025?
No, that was 2024. Or was
Okay.
it 23? It was Sting's
No, it
last
wasn't
match,
20.
24, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
oh, that was Sting's last match? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it was at the same show.
Um, but yeah, man, that was a cool ending for the show. Um, but Swerve is probably gonna be Swerve versus Joe, I would say, at World's End, and then Hook and Hangman.
Yeah. No, but
Or a
now
tag
where does
match,
this
but
throw in MJF?
that's a great question. That's the element surprise, and then there's the reports via Sean Ross Sapp and other outlets saying that he's due to return sometime soon. That he finished filming Violent Nights too, and I think he's scheduled for something soon. But yeah, he should be back relatively soon.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, we got that contract, and the whole point of the contract was, well, I mean, of course, he get a title shot, but he really wanted to take this title from Hangman, and
Hmm.
now that's not the possibility.
So great match. I'm excited to see where we go from here. We have a lot to talk about, so let's go ahead and move on. We had the trios match for the $1 million. The Bucks and Josh Alexander teaming up to face Kenny Omega and Jurassic Express. They've been building up the Bucks to join the Callis family these past few weeks. They haven't said it, but Don Callis will basically say they are. But they just always look down, never really make eye contact when he's saying it, kind of like shying away from it. And so earlier in the night, we had like a segment where the Bucks were backstage with Callis and he gave him a gift, and eventually I'm assuming that turned into the money pants, because what he said before they walked away with it, he was like, can we open it now? I was like, yeah, let's go back here and we'll see if they fit. And so I'm assuming it was the money pants. um but yeah, they got their normal entrance, their full entrance, pyro, the fucking dollar bills were back and everything. And this was a really fun match. They did the whole thing with at the end with them winning, so the Bucks got the win, and then they had them leaving with the money, and like Callis was like, let's go in the back and celebrate. And basically they still didn't say they were part of it, but Callis was saying they were part of the family, and Kenny was getting beat down by the rest of the family that stayed in the ring, and then they waited and waited, and Don kept trying to pull them by the bags, and they finally saved Kenny, and I was popped all big for the Elite. And so that was cool. That was obviously the match was great, but that was great to have that whole moment. So they beat down the Callis fam. So I will say, I'm hoping this finally leads to the end of Omega versus the Callis fam, because this has been going on for years now.
I think we'll get the Elite with Luchasaurus as well and everybody against Don Callis family, and that'll finally finish it.
Maybe I think it'll end up being something with like Kenny and the Bucks versus just like it'll be like a trios versus like, and I don't think it'll be Proto Cheetah or like any of those, because obviously they got announced for C2 and they're all mad and stuff about what happened with their matches. So I can see it being like, I don't know who, but some three guys.
Pedro, Josh, yeah.
Yeah, Josh Alexander for sure. I mean, you could throw anyone in there: Davis, Rocky, Trent, Lance. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just ready for them to move on from the Callis fam. The whole Callis fam started because he turned on Kenny. So
Yeah, and I mean, we're still dealing with that. Him not wanting to be around Kenny, or want Kenny in wrestling, anything.
hmm But
And
what did you think of this match, though?
I liked it. The only thing that really bothered me was that one spot, and of course, I know Kenny is great at acting for sure, but he took that spot on the outside with his ankle,
Mm,
and then it was a big vocal point throughout the match. Um, I figure it's all storytelling, but that kind of worries me because Kenny has been really injury prone a lot here recently. He seemed very frustrated when he went up the ramp as well. So probably just great selling. I'm hoping so.
I think
That's
that's what
what
it
I'm
is.
hoping.
I definitely think that's what it
Um,
is.
there was a spot in here that they hit. It was I think it was the suplex. Yeah, the Luchasaurus hit his suplexes on everybody, and then
Mm,
does that moonsault. I'm
the
telling you,
outside, yeah.
Luchasaurus is you can see he's finally starting to get back to where he was before
his
the
rhythm.
pneumonia and before, yeah, his rhythm. Because I think his first few that he was back in, he kind of wasn't there, but this one seemed like we was back closer to that for him.
Yeah, he looked really good in this match. They had a lot of crazy spots, obviously as you expect with the Bucks and Kenny and stuff. There was multiple things like spike pile driver on Matt into a moonsault from Luchasaurus, is what you were talking about,
Yep.
which takes out Nick and Josh. Jungle Boy does they set up I forgot what it's called, countdown to extinction, but Josh Alexander broke it up before it could happen. But then he accidentally takes out one of the Bucks with the lariat. Then Jurassic Express finally hit the countdown to extinction. That was end up broken up with a pinfall. They finally hit the double Doomsday device, super kicks over and over. They catch him doing the moonsault, kind of like the Ricochet Adam Cole super kick midair from the Bucks to Jack Perry, which was dope. The super kick party on Alexander by accident after Kenny moved out of the way. And then Kenny hits Alexander on the outside with the one winged angel, which was sick as fuck.
Dude,
and
that
then
was nasty.
but then that's when the Bucks get a backslide and pin, I believe it was Jack Perry, for the win. So they got their $1 million, but of course when they attacked or saved Kenny, the Don's like, I got the money, and so they didn't get their money. So it's gonna be obviously continuing with all that too. So but yeah, the match was fucking great. It was one of the better matches on the card for sure.
Yeah, for it to be, a trios match, it delivered though for the story.
So Mercedes Moné, Chris Statlander, that was a really good, solid match as well. That was our co-main event right before the world title between Joe and Hangman. Moné came out. She had all her guys carrying the belts. There was one dude, I don't know if you saw, he was on her left, our right on the TV. And he was like, everyone else was like, good, like look like ripped or whatever, like in shape. Then there was that one, he was like a dude, just ripped, dude. He looked like a fucking bodybuilder, like just jacked. And he wasn't even as tall as the rest of the guys.
Dude, yeah.
He was fucking jacked, dude. His fucking arms looked like they could be bowling balls.
I think Tommy Invincible was up there as well.
Yeah, Tommy Invincible was up there. Yeah, I didn't even notice him because I was looking at the fucking Jack dude the whole time, and then chat's like Tommy Invincible. I was like, oh shit, that was Tommy. I saw him, but I didn't it didn't register in my brain until you guys pointed it out. But good match Statlander and Moné had here. They had a callback at one point to the was it last year's Full Gear, whenever they last faced, when they did like a 10 count and Statlander gets in the ring just at the right moment while like Moné is like leaning on the rope. And it's like a great contrast of like Monet's disgusted face and Stat's relief of being in the ring. So they kind of try to recreate that tonight. They didn't really capture it properly, but it was cool that they did the callback to it, I thought.
Yeah, and I think Danielson even, talked about that's how it happened a year ago. So of course they gave them that moment. There was a point in this match where I really thought Mercedes had it. I think it was about 3/4 of the way through when that arm was absolutely bothering her, and she had her in the crossface.
Crossface, yeah.
I really thought that Mercedes was going to win this.
So if you had to take a guess at how long this match went, how long do you think it went?
21 minutes.
Very close. 23:05. So did you I've had a lot of people, or not a lot of people, there's a few people like that match was too long in my chat. Do you think it was too long?
No, and the only reason I say no is because I've seen a lot of people, and even in my chat, for some reason, they give Mercedes a hard time because she can't go the long matches. She's always winded, or she can't really keep up with everyone else. She proved tonight that she can.
Oh yeah,
she has that ability, and I think it's going to prove a lot of people wrong. I'm glad it went that long as well because it got a definite winner in this match. Like there's no questions. The match, there's no way it could have went any other way.
So Chris Statlander also tried to win with the seatbelt pin that she won the title with, which is interesting because it's mainly known as something Wheeler Yuta does. But I don't think it's going to have any connection to them still. But I think she's just something she added to her repertoire.
Yeah, I don't think it will either. We also seen Mercedes try it.
She did, yes.
And it didn't work as well.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, they used to put up a great match. I love the time that the women are getting in AEW right now, and Yeah, stat one with the Saturday Night Fever. And what's next for Monet? Is this where she finally starts? She goes to defend her normal title that she has, but she should start losing them one by one. You think?
Yes, I do. I think she won't drop the one for AEW, but I think all the indie ones she slowly starts to drop. I'm not saying it'll happen now, like right away, but I say by at least mid next year it does.
Yeah, I could see it by. I could even see it before then. I could see it before, by I'd say March. She's like down to like 2 belts.
Gosh, 13-2. That'd be fast, but it is doable.
Oh yeah. Well, she goes out there pretty often. I feel like it's not like she takes a lot of time between those other titles. She defends them pretty often and goes for new ones pretty quickly. So I feel like she'd have no problem going out there and losing them that quickly. If the promotions
She
want to
would,
book those matches that quick and pay her and all that stuff.
yeah, because I mean, whoever she loses them to, she's going to be putting over
I also
extremely
say
well.
some of those titles should be defended on Dynamite or Collision, and she should lose them on those to help put over those titles more and for those companies.
Yeah,
Not every single one. At
I
least like
agree
maybe 2 or
100%.
3 or something out of the 13 have them defended on an AEW show and lost.
Yeah, and I think I don't know if Persephone called her out for a title shot, but I think Persephone should most definitely get one.
Persephone's going after Athena right now.
Okay, I knew she called someone out. I just didn't know exactly who.
Yeah, it was Athena. But yeah, so congrats, Chris, retaining that. I'm glad she retained it,
Yeah,
especially since they had Hangman lose, assholes. Um, so what else do we have on here? Oh, the fucking crazy ass Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe match. We had 2 crazy matches that involved a guys named Kyle. So we'll talk about the Fletcher Mark Briscoe one for the TNT title. I was wrong. I said that Briscoe would lose. Excuse me, you have to join the Callis fam here, and they had him win. I'm just hoping that they aren't gonna have another match anytime soon. Draw it out at least. Give them fucking 8-9 months. They've had so many matches lately.
well, the positive thing was we heard Kyle say that he was entering the C2.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
So we
right.
saw him and
So
Takeshita and Okada, and they were all bummed about losing the trios match. And so
mhm,
they, of course, Okada's gonna be in the C2. He's unified champ, which is for it now. And so yeah, Takeshita said he was gonna be in it, and then Fletcher came up all bloody and mad. Where were you guys? What about Proto Shida? What about Proto Okada?
yeah.
Huh? When I needed you, there was nothing. They were like, oh shit, like they forgot. And
So so my
yeah,
opinion, he's gonna be so focused there that he won't have to. We won't have to worry about Kyle versus Briscoe again for a few months, several months, hopefully. Because I think Kyle is now ready to go after the world title, but yet again, it's on Joe now, so that kind of makes it kind of odd. You can't have unless you turn Kyle face, which I don't think will happen.
no, no, definitely. At least not right away, but it's possible. We're gonna start seeing the implosion of the Callis fam. At least at the top people in the Callis fam, they're gonna start separating and leaving. I think here. But yeah, so Fletcher and Briscoe was fucking insane. Tax. We had ladders. We had like these. It was funny because I had someone in my chat. So like they use like these little cheap like aluminum ladders, right? Like they didn't look like all fancy. They were all
Yeah.
short, and they used like 2 of them. And someone in my chat was like, I hate when companies use ladders like these. They look cheap and blah 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 blah. Right? I'm like, who fucking cares how much money they spent? They're supposed to look brutal and ruggedy. Like I was like, the cheapest ones probably hurt more because they're so cheap. And
Yes.
then plus, there's at one
Guarantee it
point
they
where like
do.
the ladder was like leg was like broken and it's just dangling and all jagged. I was like, see, that looks disgusting. Like imagine using that now. That's terrifying. But yeah, I don't understand. Like you need the prettiest fucking weapon, and this is pro wrestling. They ain't trying to
No,
look the same fashion.
no, and then when it came to the big spot, they got the big, the ladder you would need for it. So it's not like
Yeah,
they were
they did
trying to
bring in
do
the big ladder
crazy.
for the table spot. That was a cool spot too because they had like Fletcher was like on one of the lower rungs all hurt, and then Briscoe did like an elbow drop, and Kyle had to like because they were, and I had said this before they even went for it. I was like, that's really close like to the table. It's a lot closer than I thought it should have been. But then they did that spot and Fletcher like jumped out. so he could take the elbow properly through the table. So I was like, oh, shout out Fletcher knowing what to do in there. I mean, obviously he had to assist him, but that was still
Yeah.
cool that he, instead of just waiting to hold, all right, hopefully we land right. Like, nope, he jumped out, made sure he got hit with the elbow and went through the table right.
Yeah.
But it was funny too because they had a lot of close falls in this match. There was a few matches that had that. This was one of them, and they had like pulled out a barbed wire table, and that was sitting out for a while. And so it was like there were so many close falls. It was like, okay, we know it's not gonna be over until that barbed wire table gets put through, and finally it happened. And Briscoe got the win. So yeah, great match overall. They used tacks, which was crazy. It was funny because I think it was Mark. No, it was Kyle that went through the tacks, but it was like more of his ass because there was only like 2 tacks in his back that they were just focused on because that was all because the rest were in his cheeks. They probably fell out, but it looked like that's what it took. Most of it was his ass.
Yeah, I think the worst spot though, like throughout this whole match, you had that table spot which landed great. That spot on the outside, the brain buster that Briscoe took, and then the flying chair spot where he does that neck breaker. Those look like they were the worst spots in this whole fucking match, in my opinion.
Oh yeah, they took some crazy ass spots throughout this whole match. It was insane. But yeah, so Mark Briscoe, I'm just hoping again that they don't fucking continue this feud. I'm glad he won with the J. And you know what, too? I think sold it that he was going to win before the match when they did that cool video package. Talked about his brother and like how he needed family to rebuild his life or to get back on his feet and stuff like that. And it showed like Mark when like Jay's daughters had showed up and stuff to the AEW. And so it was like a really emotional intro video. And I think a lot of people in my chat were like, oh, he's for sure winning now. Like once they saw that.
Yeah, I mean, they do those great video packages, and then you're like, okay, so maybe it is gonna happen. And then sometimes they swerve us with it. But no, this time it made sense because that was his family. Those are the people he's had to rely on. So he doesn't need to have to join the Don Callis family.
Well, he had his family in the conglomeration though too.
Yeah, that too. But I think this was more I feel like for his brother and his actual family.
Yeah.
For this win.
So I'm happy he got that TNT title. I got to see him win the ROH title live, so happy he won. Jon Moxley and Kyle O'Reilly was right before this no holds barred match. So we had back-to-back bloody matches. This one was more bloody than I'd say the last one we just talked about. But Kyle O'Reilly, fucking bloody mess. Of course, he gets stabbed with forks. We had forks in this bitch. We had basically everything you think of. We had the steel chain. Shit, they had everything. Kyle O'Reilly, though, chain assisted ankle lock, which I didn't really understand, because it's just like he just put the chain on his arms and then like wrapped the ankles. Like, how's that? I mean, I guess maybe the pressure of it adds on. I don't know. It's like maybe if you wrapped it around and then did it, but no. Anyways, he tapped out Mox, so this is like the 3rd time this year he submitted. Obviously against Hangman and then War Games and now tonight. Marina, she did console him, but she didn't look happy when they were leaving, especially because Mox started attacking O'Reilly afterwards, and that brought out the conglomeration. Of course, I don't know. I think that they're gonna start showing. It's Claudio too. When they were like going back to the cloud, he did not look pleased.
Yep, he didn't, and that was something I mentioned, like because we talked about it. Pac won, and if Pac wins, then maybe Moxley loses. And that's where they start to turn on him. And of course, we've seen Moxley lose. So, are we going to now somehow incorporate the Death Riders kicking him out?
You know what they should do? They should They should do like they should wait until spring break time, and then they should do like an old WCW fucking spring break episode with the water, and that's where the turn will happen finally, like full blown happen. And they fucking throw him into the water. It'd be fucking great. Moxley all in the water. All, what the fuck? And it's Marina that does it, though. Like, she picks him up and fucking throws him in the water. Claudio just approves, and everyone behind him claps. And she's the leader now. Yeah. Look at Tony.
Like, he might. Who knows? But the the fork. I don't know. I think that's Moxley's weapon of
Dude,
choice
it
now.
is. I'm always yelling, "Stop it!" when that shit's going on. It's crazy, and it's
What?
legit too. It's legit. Like they even released
Oh
from
yeah.
All In because people are like, "Oh, that's fake. It's like one of those fake knives that retract." Blah 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 blah. No, it's not. It's a real fucking fork. And if you watch the footage they released from All In with him and Mox, I mean with him and Hangman, they did slow motion zoomed in footage of it, and then you can see the blood
Yep.
squirting out of Moxley's
Yeah.
head.
And then on top of this, not only did he bloody him on the face with it, he scratched him on the back
Mhm.
as well with this stamp, and then he tried piercing his fucking nipple with it.
Yeah. Yeah. So the it's crazy. It's just crazy the shit they do. They use so many different things in this match. But with Moxley tapping 3 times, I'm definitely thinking, I don't know, like what so it makes me just think like, and this is so far ahead, but like where the fuck is he gonna go once the Death Riders are just like fuck you? Like like once that like
On
who's the
vacation.
he's the ace of AEW. He's
On
typically there all the
vacation.
time. I
I
don't know,
know.
man. It's just so it's a curious thing to think about, you know. So we'll have to wait and see, obviously. But I'm curious where they go with this after it all ends with the Death Riders and he has no more group because we had the Blackpool Combat Club for a few years and now Death Rider has been going for almost a few years now.
A year. Yeah.
Oh, they formed
I mean,
when he beat Brian. That was after All In. That was
the
what
last Wrestle Dream.
was that last year's Wrestle Dream? My gosh. Okay.
Yep.
He beat Brian at Wrestle Dream? Okay, I thought it was for like Full Gear or something. Because that was a pay per view after. No, that was a while after All In. Okay,
I
gosh,
could remember
I'm
they
timelines
suffocated
messed up.
him with the bag.
I thought that was at All In though.
Because All In
It was
was
All
in it
Out.
was in London.
It was All Out. They suffocated. No. Anyways, we know what happened. Just our timelines.
Fuck yeah, we know how the story went. We just can't put it in the right place.
So yeah, it's just gonna be interesting to see where Mox goes. Maybe he'll team with Eddie Kingston again.
Oh Jesus. Or maybe he'll just go on vacation. Not because he's bad by no means, but like the dude deserves to take some time off and sit back and watch the chaos that he has created. Because the whole point of this was to make people tough. And that's
True.
what's happening.
True.
Like Kyle O'Reilly before this, not nothing bad about Kyle, but like you wasn't seeing Kyle be this like tough in the ring. He was, but up to Moxley's
Last time I remember
standards
Kyle
for
O'Reilly
what
trying to
he
get
was
a main
looking
event
for.
push was in NXT and it failed horribly.
Well, he has now submitted a former world champion twice. He has to be getting that push.
Oh, 100%. So we had the national title, and it literally looks like an old NWA title, just saying AEW National Championship, which is fine.
Yeah, I
It
think
looks
it's fine.
cool.
Yeah,
I'm
it
so
does.
tired of titles and then this many titles. We've said it verbatim for like weeks now. But this was not what I expected. So it wasn't bad. It just was longer than I had hoped. They had, I think, 12 people in all ended up coming out.
Yep.
Bobby Lashley and Shelton started, but they brought in Ricochet like immediately. It was like not even 30 seconds into Bobby and Shelton trying to like actually do like collegiate wrestling. And then Ricochet came out. I was like, damn. And even commentary was like, oh, right away, here we go. And I was like, damn, yeah, this is right away. This just fucking started.
Yeah.
Too early.
Uh,
But
it was the and then you get Ricochet on the microphone, which this dude for some reason has had the best mic work he's ever had since he's been in AEW, and brings out the Gates of Agony or the rest of the demand, and they attack MVP, Shelton, and Bobby.
Bobby, yeah.
But he is hitting MVP in the head
With the
and
mic, and it's
commentating.
like live. You could hear dunk, dunk,
Dum.
dunk. Just he kept hitting him.
I had someone in my chat say it reminded him of when Booker T was attacking somebody and commenting on it in TNA.
So that's funny, actually. It was funny too because our first 4 people were bald, including the ref. So that's 5 people. So I literally my prediction for the match because I didn't know who's all gonna be part of it. So I just did a prediction like, will the winner be bald? And it was
man.
Ricochet. He
Well,
won. And then the
and
fucking Hurt Syndicate were down for like fucking 3/4 of this match.
oh
Like
my
after, I
god.
mean, they got beat down by Gio, but it was like they've never been beat down before. Like they were down. Like this match went like, I don't know. Here, I have it pulled up. Let me see. This went. Shoot, where is it? Oh, there it is. It went 13. No, that's the wrong one. 2005. No, that's the wrong one too. My. Is it not on here?
2005.
No, that was the. That's wrong. I'm not seeing it on the. Oh, 22:35. Okay. 22:35.
22.
Yeah, this went longer than I expected.
Damn.
That's what I'm saying. I thought they would do like maybe 7 people and then have the person win. I don't think they needed to go this long. So all the participants ended after. So it was Ricochet after the Shelton and Bobby started. Ricochet, Claudio, Daniel Garcia, Orange Cassidy, Wheeler Utah, Kevin Knight, Roderick Strong, Mark Davis, Speedball Bailey, Matt Menard, and that was it. And obviously the Matt Menard Garcia thing was cool because Garcia finally had attacked him recently. But like, I didn't feel like it needed to go this long at all.
It didn't. I feel like we should have had at least one surprise. Someone from another company, not another company.
I'm fine
but
with it
like,
not being because I
well,
don't think it should be a regular thing.
like Forbidden Door. It should only be at Forbidden Door. That would make sense, I guess.
Well, no, not just that. I just don't think
Or
that we should
Casino
always
Gauntlet.
have a surprise in the gauntlet.
That's true.
We shouldn't make that a regular thing. Because then when there is a surprise, it'll make it even more meaningful. So if there's one every gauntlet, then we expect it every gauntlet. And it won't have as much meaning.
Yeah.
I mean, depending on the name, but I feel like you can make it really big if you like don't do it as often.
I get that. I do.
I'm glad we didn't. Personally, I just didn't need to go this many people. Should have went like 6, 7 tops, and Ricochet could have still pulled it off that way. Plus, you had the Hurt Syndicate down for majority of it.
And the crowd was really good in this match. I don't know if you called it or not, but Daniel Garcia gets in there and he starts doing the 10 punches in the corner, and the crowd is chanting, "He's not bald," because everybody in the ring, like you said, was bald.
He was the one.
And so
Well, it was. He was the one that came in
one.
and broke it up. Yeah, he was number 5, so he's the broke up the bald. He's not bald. He's not bald. Yeah, they ruined it. But it's still a bald guy won, so it worked out in the end. Ricochet.
It did.
The
not
North American. He's the national champion, and then it's a necessary title in my opinion. But hopefully it's good. What else did we have? The match of the night, in my opinion. We should have started with this. Bro Dito, FTR. I thought this was match of the night. What was your match of the night?
This one, the fucking bro. I said it right at the end, 3/4 of the way in, after Bandito's in there fighting by himself and kicking out of every fucking thing. I said,
bro, he had his Super Cena. Yes, I told my chat because I do a year-end. I don't know why I'm holding a towel, by the way. I have a year-end awards, and I've done it since, I don't know, 2021, 2022. Called it the Joshies, and I've done it every year. And I like dress up and I do a whole award show on whatever, YouTube, TikTok, wherever I do it. And I told people, I go, I don't care. I go, at this point, I don't feel like it's not even close. He's my wrestler of the year.
Match of the year, wrestler of the year. He takes at least 2 of the 3 categories you could throw him in.
What's funny to me though was that a lot of my chat was like, what is he, Super Cena? I was like, there was a lot of kickouts. It really started when he finally got hit with the belt, and from there he was kicking out of every fucking thing, and it was a little ridiculous. It was a little overkill, in my opinion. Just a bit. When I'm actively watching the show and bringing up that I was like, okay, he's kicked out of a lot of shit. That's when I feel like when I actually say it when I'm watching it, then I think it's too much. Because if I don't notice it and don't bring it up, I'm like, oh yeah, there was a few, but like, no, that one was a lot. I'm sure if I were to go back and count it, it would be ridiculous.
Fuck, he took the belt shot to the head, the shatter machine.
DK crotches him on the ring post. Hits him with a suicide dive on the outside. Doomsday crossbody. Fucking Yeah, starts choking him. Cash starts to put him in sleeper hold.
Yep.
Fight pile driver. The fucking
Hmm.
bandito. They did everything. Like that's what's so crazy. Like he kicked out of all that, plus a little bit more. It was ridiculous. So,
Yeah.
and at one point, I thought for sure, like when he was gonna lose is when he like pointed the gun at them and then flipped him off. I was like, okay, now he's gonna lose. And sure enough,
Now
he
he
did.
was.
So
Yep.
FTR get the titles. No Cope or Christian here, so they're gonna draw that out, I guess. I guess Cope's been filming something too, but it was a very good match. I just thought it was a little overkill on the.
I mean, though, yeah, I can agree there was an overkill on the kickouts, but Bandito will like how I felt about it. Like even in his other matches, he don't kick out as much, but he has performed at this level the whole time. He is going to fight till he is absolutely cannot. And I like also Stokely took a somewhat of a bump in this match as well.
Yeah.
When
Oh, he was down
when
forever too.
Bandito
Like
came
it was
flying out.
like 10 minutes later in the match, and he was still down on the outside. It was hilarious.
Yeah. And I guess the video package at the start was the only thing I didn't understand. With Stokely walking through a bar, I'm not sure what he was looking for.
I don't know. It was like
I must have
Stokely
missed it. I didn't
presents.
look back.
I don't know. I think it was just like them, like ready to go. I really didn't get it either, but I thought it looked cool.
I It could have been a new entrance. I thought they were gonna come out with new music, but I mean that's not the case.
Yeah. But no, yeah, that was 100% the match of the night. There was a lot of. I think every match basically was good. I don't really have a match that I didn't really care for tonight. I think everything was really solid. But that was my nothing for me was on the level of that match.
No, it wasn't. Unfortunately, I mean there was matches that could have, but there's just something about Bodito's tag team chemistry and every match they've been in, it just continues to get better.
100%. And do you think they stay together now that they lost? I mean,
I think
Bandito's
they
still the
do.
ROH champion, so
Yeah, and I think we may see Brody finally get some singles action, get a singles title, um, at some point as well. I could see them putting Brody back in the C2,
oh,
and
100%.
maybe he'll
He
go
killed it
farther
last
this
year.
time.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah,
he does.
and maybe this is where he finally gets that push he needs.
Hopefully, I hope so. I really hope he does well in the C2 because it's.
Because
So okay, question real quick about the C2. Uh, I don't remember. So obviously Okada's in it. If he loses the match, he doesn't lose the title, right? In the C2.
yeah, he has to. If well, that's a good question. I
Because
can't remember
because
because
someone in my chat was like, it's gonna be Fletcher to catch the finals, and I was like, well, wouldn't that mean Okada loses the title then?
yeah, he would lose it, and he'd have to give it to the winner.
That's so interesting to me.
Or at least I would think.
That's right. That's why I don't know. That's why I was curious. I was talking about it on stream afterwards, and I was like, I don't know now.
Yeah, like someone would have to win it and then fight him for the title. He can't
That's
not
what
be
I
involved in
thought,
losing.
but well, I guess I have to wait and see. Yeah, let me pull up see if there's rules that I can see about this. Continental Classic rules. There we go. All right, here we go. Let's see. Overview. The annual Classic tournament starts from Full Gear pay-per-view to mid-November. Similar to soccer leagues, match winners obtain 3 points for a win, and draw matches give 1 point to each participant. After the round robin phase, the top 2 wrestlers in each league qualify for the final match. The tie is broken based on head-to-head records. In 2023, the finalists for each league face each other. From 2024, the format was modified so league winners face the opposing league's runner-up, and the winner of each league final match face the Continental Champion for the Continental Championship at World's End. Okay, so that's how they did it last year. So say I don't know. So I guess Okada could be the runner up, but that still, if they ran it that way, that would still make it where the semifinals would have to be like Okada, Takeshita, or Okada Fletcher one to get Takeshita and Okada, or Takeshita and Fletcher or whatever. in the finals. So I don't know. It is still confusing even after reading that, honestly.
Either way, I think all roads will lead to Takeshita and Okada.
Yeah, 100%. They've been building up to it big time. But we also had after that or before that great match, we had Babes of Wrath. We had the Fatal 4-Way Women's tag match. Babes of Wrath, Sisters of Sin, Marina and Megan, and the Timeless Love Bombs. It was a pretty solid match. Kind of nothing too crazy or over the top in this one, with as many other crazy matches we had. Of course, the stipulation being winners get to choose their stipulation for their semifinal tournament match, and Timeless Love Bombs win, so they get to choose their stipulation for their match. I believe they're facing the Sisters of Sin. I don't
Yeah, they're
remember.
facing the Sisters of Sin, and I think Tony Schiavone said he had seen every match possible, so he hopes they do some coup style match. I don't know.
Yeah, what are they gonna
He's
do?
saying some
What's your prediction? What's the stipulation gonna be? Can't be anything with sex, unfortunately, for Tony Storm.
yeah, because if she could, I don't know. Um, uh, I really don't know because they want to go. She's wanting blood for what they done to Mina,
Yeah,
so I think it's gonna be, in a sense, something that can cause someone to bleed. So maybe no holds barred tag team
first
match.
blood.
Yeah, we ain't had a first blood tag team match.
That
That
would
would be
be an
different.
interesting. That would be interesting. Give me that, Tony Khan and Timeless Love Bombs
First blood tag team match.
and Sisters of
And
Sin.
Sky Blue, she is not afraid to bleed. We've seen that.
Julia too.
Yeah, Julia. I mean, I don't think she bled as much, but like,
Oh, she has. She's played a good amount.
yeah.
But yeah. So I would love to see that. I think that would be unique because we haven't seen a first blood match in AEW at all. And they bleed a lot, so it'd be kind of
We have
ironic. It'd
not.
be funny, like,
Yeah.
don't bleed now. You can't bleed. You do it all the time. Don't bleed. But it'd be kind of hard because they
We need
use
you not
everything.
to
They
do
use
it.
glass. They use tacks. Like, what if you start bleeding out of your back because you went into tacks, but you're not bleeding out of your forehead?
It would it would have to be something like you. It would have to be some stupid rule. You can't bleed anywhere like but the head, like because
It's
a
like,
small
damn, I
attack's
promised
gonna
to cut
cut
their
you
nipple.
quickly. But like,
No, yeah, I
I
don't
don't know.
know. Yeah, it could be a problem. Maybe that's why they don't
It'll
do
be
them.
something creative when it's Wednesday,
Yeah,
on the Thanksgiving Eve show.
is that when it's happening? That tag match?
Yeah, that's when
Oh,
they announced it during the show. Yeah,
well, I'm silly. I didn't realize. But yeah, hopefully it's some type of good stipulation. But yeah, I thought a Hill would win the stipulation. I thought it'd make more sense for a Hill so they could cause like some chaos. But
I really thought Marina and Megan were gonna win. I wanted the Babes of Wrath, but
well, they did the whole spot with Mina where they got her in the same spot for like from Morg or Blood and Guts where they had her in the like they did like the thing into the submission that Marina did, and then but they
Mother's
broke it up.
Milk.
Yeah, Mother's Milk. That's basically what it is. Look like she's feeding her. But she is. Her face first in her titties. Like, yeah, bitch. You like that? That's what it is. But yeah. So I thought that they were gonna just kind of do the same thing they did at Blood and Guts. So I'm glad they didn't. But yeah, we'll see what they do. Darby Allin Pac was our technical opener because they did the whole trios titles into the
Yep.
pay-per-view again, like they did with the last pay-per-view. This was a solid match. Darby Allin had sick, disgusting scabs and burns on his back from Blood and Guts last Wednesday, and he had like tape on him or whatever at first, but of course Pac peeled it off, and he was using, I don't remember if it was like a screwdriver or what the fuck he was digging into it, but it was disgusting.
I have no idea. But yeah, it was bad. Like, and I said at the start of the match, like, I've had burns on a portion of my
Oh,
body,
so he just does the
and
Indian burn. So Indian burns his arm where there's
yeah,
some nasty burns, and then he just goes on his back and rakes his back.
yeah, and so like from where I know how that feels for having burns and being in Darby going and competing with those is absolutely fucking insane.
They were ridiculous. They were just, they're literally disgusting.
And it was a legit.
They were disgusting. They were. You
It
could tell
wasn't
they
like
were.
fake.
They were
Yeah,
burns. Like they like looked like it was skin that had slightly boiled or bubbled or something, and it was like the
yep,
glossy look. It was disgusting.
yeah. It was bad.
He's a
I don't
madman,
know
and he
how
was
he did
taking
it.
bad. He was taking some bumps. He took like a big bump. I don't remember if it was like a power bomb on the outside, on the floor, off the
Oh,
apron or whatever
dude,
it was.
Pack had him and just
Dropped him.
dropped him
Just drops him on
onto
his
his
back.
fucking back.
Yeah, it was disgusting. Um, but of course, it wasn't a clean victory for Pac. He got help from fucking Wheeler Yuta, who came out, distracted the ref, and Pac used the fucking forgot what he used, but he fucking the bat. It was Darby's bat,
But yep,
and he got the win. Which was bullshit. So fuck the Death Riders as
he,
always, but great match.
he didn't beat him clean. And that was
No,
something he said he would do in this match. But this ain't done. Like you, for some reason, they can't get past Darby and the Death Riders. I don't know why.
they definitely can't. But really good opener there. Darby Allin is probably gonna be off for a while. Those burns were disgusting. And the fact that he competed a week and a half, not even just like 8-9 days after fucking got him is
Yep.
crazy that he was even cleared for that. But yeah, so good match. Good opener. And again, like we said, we did go in from the pre-show with the trios title. Okada and Takeshita and Hichisaro did lose.
Mhm.
It was a crazy match. I don't know if you saw the full match in that trios title, but holy fuck, Dorada was going in this match, and so were the other two guys, Mystico and Neon. Dorada and Neon at one point were both hitting some crazy ass moves. Mystico, I believe they took out at the beginning. They like jumped. There was a few matches where they like jumped him at the start. I think this was one of them. And but yeah, Sky Team, I'd never seen Neon. He was really good. I've seen Mystico and Dorada, so I knew what to expect from them. But as a trio, they fucking were amazing. A lot of the moves they were hitting as a trio were fucking pretty wild. Love Lucha Libre. And of course, Takeshita. Okada, what was funny about Okada, he didn't get into the match until the pay-per-view started. So he like arrived. So like the pre-show, he arrives in the car and like it's a fancy ass car, and like there was his belt was like on a rail. So someone in my chat was like, the belt was just always there waiting for him. And I was like, I guess. And so he, then the show went black for the pre-show. Then it did the whole little copyright shit. Then it came back with the pyro and then brawling. And then after the pyro, about a minute in, after the pyro, Okada's theme hits and he comes out. And that's what led to the backstage segment during the pay-per-view where he's like, "You didn't even get here on time" and stuff like that. And
Yes.
yeah, so it was a great match though. But I wasn't surprised Sky Team retained here.
Yeah, I didn't see the start of the match. I seen what it came on after the show started. The pyros were going off. They were fighting. They were talking about how they took out Mystico at the start of the match before it kicked on to the main show and all that. But yeah, Okada showing up late is absolutely insane. It's hilarious.
That was a great way
And
to
then
start off.
throughout the match, Takeshi's being attacked by Mystico. So Okada comes over there, starts attacking him, throws him out, and then keeps hitting him, and then rolls him out the ring. Oh, sorry.
And of course they went to shake hands too, and of course Okada did the whole flip off thing too. Because Don Callis had went in there, was like, okay, and he was like, just shake hands, and Takesha was like, okay, and then Okada's like, ah. He does it every. I was like, how do you fall for that every time, Takeshita? He fell for it like 5 times
is trying
now.
to be the calm one.
He really has, but he's definitely going to be with the C2 starting on Wednesday. I mean, we don't know what matches specifically will be just yet. We'll probably find out in the next few days. But I definitely think that Okada and Takesha will be on opposite sides. I don't know what side Fletcher will be on, but you can't separate them all. So unless you add more more whatever you call them.
Yeah, because there's normally blue and like orange. So
A and
unless they
B.
add another, yeah.
A side and B side. So yeah. So we'll have to. I doubt they will unless they just get a bloated ass roster or they start including New Japan or something. But they just got done with their G1 a few months ago. So
Ain't no
question.
Do nothing right now.
I was thinking of this during the pay-per-view tonight, but I kept it to myself and I didn't ask the chat. So we have C2. We know it's called C2 because Continental Classic. What the fuck is G1 stand for?
G1?
Yeah, you know Japan's G1 tournament.
Japan, yeah.
What the fuck? So we know C2
I
is
don't
Continental Classic. What's G1?
because whoever
Good
wins the G1 goes
grapplers?
after the
No, because
they
it's
go
only
after
one
the
G. It's only one G.
IWGP.
So then, oh, maybe. Hold on. I didn't think of that. What does that even stand for? IWGP meaning International Wrestling Grand Prix. So is it the grand? The grand. What does G1 in IWGP mean? Okay, I know that's the concept of the G1. That's not what I mean. The
Okay,
G1 stands
so
for
what
G1 Climax. I know that, but what is it? Why is it G1? Google. Oh,
so
the
what I
Grand
found
One Climax.
the Grand
Okay.
Climax, yeah.
The Grand One Climax. And they just say the G1 Climax. Dude, I want a Grand One. Babe, can you give me a Grand One Climax? That sounds fucking great. And she's in the chat, I think, so. I want a Grand
Yeah,
One Climax. God damn, where can I get one of those? Japan? Just kidding. No, I always wondered that.
yeah,
I
so
genuinely was curious about that.
the Grand One Climax, the prestigious professional wrestling tournament.
Dude, I feel like now
Okay.
when that's happening, I'm gonna just be memeing about it all the time. Oh my god, I'm gonna Grand One Climax. Sorry.
Yes. I mean,
Sorry.
wouldn't be the but now like
she
it's
said
gonna be
she
interesting.
said goodbye. Oh my gosh. At least your dad's not in here, babe. He's heard me say worse. Um But I've always wondered that. But yeah, so
So
the C2 is gonna be great. Who do you have all in the C2? Who do you think is gonna be in it?
um so of course we already know three that's gonna be in it. So there's
Yep.
no um uh, Roderick Strong will probably be in it again. Brody will probably be in it. OC, Kevin Knight, I could see Speedball. Trying to think. Maybe GOA. Split them up, have them in there. Unless they pushed in for the
How
trios.
many you
Other than
at?
that,
It's
I'm not
usually 12.
sure.
Okay, so these are my guys. You ready? Okada, Fletcher, and
Hmm.
Touchdown. That's 3.
Yeah.
And this is like graphic specific. So there's usually 12, 6 and 6. So those 3.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna throw in Wheeler Yuta. I'm gonna throw in Brody
Okay.
King. That'd be 5. And then I'm gonna throw in honestly, Bandito. Let's make his year fucking top it out. Great. So Bandito would be
Him
number
win the
6. I would probably throw in Orange Cassidy as well. Speedball. I guess Kevin Knight would fit too. I'd have 3 more. The fuck is Commander doing? Let's put Commander up in this bitch again. I think he was in it last year. No, you know what? Yeah, Commander, and then let's put Juice Robinson back in this. He got pulled out for injury last year.
Yeah, because of injury. Yep.
And then Jay White, if he's clear.
Yep.
So that'd be my 12.
And this would actually be a good thing for Bandito, because if I remember correctly, he may have not been in the Continental Classic match, but he showed back when they were doing that small little venue up north and got a concussion. I think it might have been after one of the Continental Classic matches. When he came back, he done the drop kick, got a concussion. So a year later, he's competing in the matches now.
Yeah,
And
he
has the
wasn't
opportunity to win.
he wasn't in any of them yet. So
Yeah,
yeah, I'm looking at the brackets from
I think that would
2023
be
and
a good full
2024.
circle.
But yeah, so I think it's gonna be great. I'm super excited for the C2. It's gonna be great TV. And then of course AEW announced they're gonna be back in Hammerstein here at the end of the year. So they had some great C2 matches at Hammerstein. I'm ready for those energies. I remember I think it was like a Christmas day or whatever it was last year that one of them fell on or something. And so I was at my grandma's house and I remember I just had it on there. And some of the family that don't get to watch it were watching it. It was some of the C2 matches. So they got to see some graps and they were like, this is insane. I was like, I know, they're killing each other. So it was cool.
It was the C2 was great last year. I
Oh,
mean,
it's phenomenal.
can't remember who I was in 23.
I could tell you. I have it pulled up right here, actually. Blue League was Andrade, Claudio, Brian, Danny Garcia, Brody King, and Eddie Kingston. Gold League was Mark Briscoe, Jay Lethal, John Moxley, Roosh, Swerve, and Jay White. Fucking loaded.
Yeah, it was. Holy shit.
And then last year was Shelton Benjamin, Mark Briscoe, Kyle Fletcher, Daniel Garcia, Beast Martos, Kazuchika Okada, Darby Allin, Claudio Castagnoli, Brody King, Commander, Will Ospreay, and Ricochet.
Holy shit.
That was last year's C2.
Shelton Shelton was over there last year at that time?
Yeah. Yeah, they've been in the AEW for a moment.
Uh, it doesn't feel like they have been.
I can see when they have been.
Yeah, they did win the tag. They won the tag titles right after Lashley debuted,
He
really,
debuted
too.
first too. Shelton before
Yeah.
Bobby. He debuted on
took long.
July. Oh nope, that's the wrong one. He still debuted. No, that's wrong too. October 30th, Friday night, was his in-ring debut. He debuted on October 16th.
Damn.
Yep.
He's been there a year.
Yep.
Okay.
Just over a year now. 13 months. Throw Sammy in the C2, says my love. I wouldn't hate that. See, Sammy, that'd be a good way to reintroduce him back on the AEW like TV, like as a regular, because he's kind of just been ROH for a while now.
Yeah. And Beast Mortis is kind of MIA right now, too.
Yeah, he's been doing stuff in CMLL here and there. Maybe he's working on a case. Who knows? He's a lawyer, legit
Who
lawyer. So,
knows? Yeah.
but I mean,
Do
and then
you
we
think he
also,
wears the mask?
yeah, I was saying, then he was. I think he was in last year's C2. So I just read it, but I already forgot.
Yeah, he was. That I do remember, yes.
And then also on the pre-show of this pay-per-view, we had Hook and Eddie beat Workhorseman. I wonder what Eddie's. Well, obviously Eddie fought off Shibata, but I wonder what Eddie's gonna think about Hook now. They teamed.
Maybe Eddie's involved too, because he really didn't do anything crazy to Shibata.
Yeah, he took him, fought him to the back, took him out of the equation for a bit.
Yeah.
We had Big
He
Boom
might join
AJ.
with.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say he might join with Hangman and Swerve as well.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's what I think he'll do. We had Big Boom AJ and QT Marshall team up. Boom and Doom. They will beat Trent and Rocky. That was actually a fun match. You didn't see it, but it was great. They did the whole spot again where Trent shoved the kid, Big Justice, and Big Show for some reason was on ringside for this one commentary, and so he went and like helped the kid up, and at one point I think Rocky was going to use a chair, and the ref was like distracted, and so Big Justice gets in the ring, and the crowd goes crazy. So Rocky turns around, and drops the chair, and it's like, what, boy, and fucking. I don't know. I don't remember exactly how, but Big Justice gets him and fucking hits a cutter. One of the worst cutters I've seen, because it looks like dude, like when he hit, I swear I saw this kid's head go, oh, and I was like, oh, but he got
Oh,
up and got out of the ring, and because then he had another spot, so he goes outside after he hits the cutter, and it was what's his name, Rocky or whatever, reach over, or no, it was Trent because he did the cutter on Rocky. He reached over Trent on the outside because he was like celebrating with Big Show, the cutter, and all that. And he's like by the ring. So he grabs him by his throat and he starts trying to pick him up. And then fucking Big Show hits a big old right hand, which was terrible, by the way, on Trent. And then they hit the blockbuster and they got the win. But it was funny how I was seeing Big Justice get another spot in there. I thought it was funny. Bang Bang Gang won the $200,000 too. So Juice Robinson was talking about $200,000. He got it.
200,000.
200,000.
I'm glad
He got his money. And then that was it. Yeah, that was all the pre-show matches. Because then the trios title went into the main card. Yeah, that was Full Gear. I gave it a solid 4.5 out of 5. I thought from main card on, every match hit.
Give it an A+, by God, 4.5 out of 5 for sure.
Do you think that the show should be shorter though? As someone on the East Coast, so for you now, it's almost what, 1 a.m. What time is it? No, it's almost 2 a.m. I'm sorry.
We are officially, like right at 10 minutes till 2.
Yeah, for me, it's almost gonna be midnight, so nothing too. I mean, I'm always up late, so it's not bad.
So here's my thing: if I would have went, right, I wouldn't have wanted to stay in the area.
Oh yeah.
So I kind of like to do my traveling after the show, so it was gonna be an 8-hour trip
Ugh.
up there and back, 16 hours. Like this would have been one of those. I was like, damn, Tony, we could have done it shorter. But like, I don't care either because the matches deliver. It's not like we got a 5 card match
So
and
would
it's
you
4.5
rather
hours
be
long.
earlier in the day, like it was for All In and All
No,
Out? No,
no, I'm okay. No, I'm okay with the late stuff. It doesn't bother me.
that's surprising. Just because you're on the East Coast and how late it is for you when it ends. It was like midnight when it ended, a little after.
I remember when I was growing up, WrestleMania, Survivor Series, SummerSlam would come on at 8 o'clock, and at 11:45 it went off. I had to go to bed because I had school the next morning. That's how it
No,
was.
same, same.
It did.
I get it too. I mean, it wasn't as late for me, but I get it because I mean, afterwards it was still late on here, just not as late. I just all right, time for bed. You got to see it, but I just
Yeah.
figured since you have a family and you told me because we talked about when we're gonna do this, and you said, "Oh, I have stuff to do with family tomorrow." That's why I had messaged you after. I was like, "We still go? It's like late. Like, are we still doing this?" Like, because I didn't know it was pretty
Oh
fucking
yeah,
late.
yeah. We got like family dinner tomorrow, or lunch after church for that side of the family's Thanksgiving. But yeah, I'll get I'll get a decent amount of sleep. We'll be fine. Yeah, we'll be good. Don't bother me.
That's why I thought you'd say maybe like, yeah, I like these better in the day because then I'll get time afterwards. I don't hate when they're in the day personally. I obviously we were both at All In and then All Out for me was here. It was like the same time basically. I think I'm an hour earlier here than it was in Dallas in Colorado. So for me, it's great. Like it's pretty fucking early, and then I have the rest of the evening to chill and whatnot and wind down, whatever I want to do. So I like it either way. I would have been fine if it was earlier. I'm fine with these late ones because for me, it's barely going to be midnight, which is not too bad because I'm up till 3 a.m. anyways, most of the time. So
Yes, that's not bad. Like, and I mean they don't think about time zone. The East Coast are gonna. It starts at 8 o'clock on the East Coast, no matter where they're at. So
unless it's the UK,
it does. Yeah, unless it's UK, and then it starts. I think All In started at like
like 1 or 2
3
for you,
o'clock.
something like that. Yeah. Because for
Yeah,
me, it
something like
was
that.
like 1 or noon, which was
So I
great.
mean, I don't know.
That was like the UFC
It
fights
doesn't
today. They
bother
were
me.
early in the day because they were in Qatar or some shit, some country.
Yeah, and even when they're in Australia, we have to wake up here. The show starts at 5. You know, like that's early
Oh, in the
waking
morning? Well,
up, but I
I don't
mean,
know. It just depends on the time. Yeah. Like when they did the Elimination Chamber in 2024 WWE, that was like three,
oh my
4 a.m. for
god,
me. It was something crazy.
yeah.
Um,
I had a cup of
this time
coffee. I
they
think I
this
had
time
2 of
though
them.
was they did it later. It was still in Perth, so it was like 8 that time. But so I think here it was kind of more in the afternoon or whatever. But for
Mhm.
Sarah, that made it start at 11 p.m. her time because she's on the east coast of Australia, and that was the west coast this year for last. So for her, the show didn't go ended at 2 a.m. and
Yeah,
it was
and
in her
see,
home country.
I didn't realize how many different time zones are in Australia till they were going over it
Four.
for that show.
There's 4 of them, I think, just like here in America.
Yeah, but like so it's just maybe it's just such big differences in
Yeah,
between
so like
them.
Australia has 4 just like us. I believe that it could be 5. I could be wrong. I think it's 4 though. Um, yeah, and I guess technically the US has 5 if you want to count Alaska. Well, I guess 6, Alaska and Hawaii, but um yeah, no, they're a pretty big country.
It's insane, but I mean, I enjoy the wrestling, so I watch it. It didn't bother me. Honestly, I didn't get tired through this. Like, so one example for me was Omega's first match back was against Gabe Kidd.
Wrestle
Remember at the start
Kingdom.
of the year?
Yeah.
Yep. If you go back on my channel and you watch that, I am snoring at one point watching that because I'm trying to watch Kenny's first match back, and no lie, I'm sitting here, and I
And you
hear
know
something
what?
happen. I'm like, oh,
And
oh.
you know what? I thought because well, that wasn't even Wrestle Kingdom. That was that like joint show that I forgot what they called.
I
It
can't
was like
remember
the night after Wrestle
Dynasty.
Kingdom. So yeah, Wrestle Dynasty. There you go. Because it was like the
Yeah,
night after,
yeah.
and I watched both. I watched both Wrestle Dynasty and Wrestle Kingdom. Wrestle Dynasty was like the OG Wrestle Kingdom. Like it was so much better this year, and it probably could have just been my bias of being a Kenny Omega fan. But like that whole show was great because it was like the whole CMLL, AEW, ROH, New Japan,
Yeah.
Stardom thing. So I'm hoping we get that again this year because I'll fucking stay up and watch both. Someone just asked me if I plan on doing that this year, and I was like, well, let me see what, because it's always January 4th. It's not like it's WWE. Oh, it's always on
Yeah.
a Saturday or something. So it's always January 4th. Doesn't matter what day of the week. New Japan, it's always on the 4th. So for us, that would be the 3rd going into the 4th. So I'm always used to that because I've reacted to it for quite a few years now. I've watched it even before I was a streamer, here and there live. So this year it's on a Thursday. So it's a Wednesday going into a Thursday that we'd have to stay up to watch.
Oh God.
Yeah.
So we got Dynamite.
Dynamite,
We gotta
yep.
stay up.
Stay up for well, that one Wrestle Kingdom
Jeez.
starts earlier than a lot of their other shows, at least in America. The Wrestle Kingdom starts usually what, like 1 Eastern, 2 Eastern, something like that. I think pre-show's like 1 Eastern. Because for me, it's like 11 that the pre-show starts, which is pretty early for New Japan stuff. For me, at least.
Yeah, but like, I think I can't even remember what time Wrestle Dynasty went up. I think it was like almost.
It was like the
4.
same. Oh yeah, no, I think probably later than that. Because for me, it was around that time when it ended, I believe. Or maybe
And
not.
like,
But
I
it felt late.
know. I know for sure, like if you went back and watched it, there's like a good fourth of the end of that show. I'm asleep waiting on the Kenny Omega match.
I can imagine when I was in Philly for Mania 40. That was my first experience in the East Coast time zone. Like I've been to all of them now, but it was until my 30s here that I've finally traveled by plane and stuff. And so it was weird. So like I went on a Thursday, I think is when I got into either Wednesday or Thursday. Baltimore is where I flew into. It was where I stayed with my friend, and then we drove into Philly. It was only a 2-hour drive. That's why I tell you, like, you guys are so lucky. Like when he told me, I was like, and I was like, because he's been to shows in Washington D.C. I was like, how far is that? He's like, oh, about an hour and a half. I'm like, and he was even looking at going to the Newark show tonight. And I was like, how far is that from you? Maybe over 2 hours. I was like, the fuck, man, you're close to everything. But that's why you guys are lucky. Get all the fucking shows. We don't. But shoot, I forgot what I was going with all this. Oh, when I was there for Mania. And I forgot, it's like a SmackDown or whatever I watched. And when it ended, I think it was the 3 hours or whatever. It might have been a Raw. One of the ones. It ended, and I was like, looked at the clock, and I was like, oh my God, it's late. For me, they end like, if it's a 2-hour show, it ends at 8. If it's a 3-hour show, it ends at 9. So it ending at like 10 or 11 or whatever it was there, I was like, fuck. Because then we were like going to go drive early because we were going to go to WrestleCon or whatever it was the next day or whatever the fuck. And drive to Philly. And so we had to wake up early. We were waking up like 5 or whatever so we could get ready and head out by like 6 or whatever. And fuck, man, I hated that because I'm so used to like unwinding and chilling afterwards because of my time zone. It's crazy, the time zone difference, like East Coast. I couldn't do it if I was in the East Coast and then had to like wake up and go to work or do something after. Fuck, man.
Well, so like when we do the Tuesday episode after Raw and NXT, for why I'm finishing
it's late for that too.
Like, as soon as we get done,
but it's a little bit earlier than now. It's like midnight when we're finishing that.
Yeah. And I'm asleep by like 12:30, 1 o'clock. But like, yeah, like that's how it is for us on the East Coast. Like, it does suck, but I mean, you get used to it. You're tired here and there, and you're able to bounce back.
All right, man. So let's wrap it up. Let's tell people where you can find you outside of the podcast.
Of course, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, Kick, TikTok, and Twitch. All the Kraken wrestling.
And you guys can find me, Josh Vibes Up, on Twitch, Kick, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and all of that. We'll have the links down here in the live if you're watching on my YouTube. And I'm going to end this with the fuck you, Hook. You piece of shit, ending a great reign that I got to see live become a reality after all that. It was you that ends it. You motherfucker. I never liked you to begin with. Anyways.
Oh, God.
All right. Y'all have a good night. Thanks for watching. Bye.